Members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode, another edition of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. We have some boxing to talk about today. I'm glad to see everybody here. Come on in and have a seat. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, bring the like button when you come in. Bring that with you. Yes, let the likes be congruent with the views. Yes, come on in and have a seat. We just had a family barbecue. We got some talking. We got some talking that we have to do. Yeah, I'm going to break down the business for you. Oh, yes. Now, here's the thing. I'm telling y'all this right now. We going straight in. I typically wait for all my new viewers that are new to the channel. I want to let you know something. I usually let everybody else shoot their load and cook on hot topics first. And then I pull up and then I speak on it. I don't hear anyone else's perspective. I don't want to be influenced by anyone else's perspective or opinion. So I wait until everybody else put their perspective out there. Then I come out of the woods. I come out the bushes. And I always provide a thought-provoking perspective that most people don't think about. So today, on this topic, this will not be any exception to the rule. Double salute to everyone who's acknowledging me in the live chat. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel. There's a join button somewhere on your screen or in the three buttons that's somewhere in the corner where you can like the channel. You can subscribe if you haven't done so. Be a part of the Roll the Tape film crew membership by joining. Speaking of which, double salute to my guy, Andre Noble. He is a member of the Roll the Tape film crew, of course, but he's also a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Get your popcorn ready. We have a show to put on today. I'm excited. What's good? Everybody that's acknowledging me in the chat, I see you. As the viewership is increasing exponentially, you know I'm going to bring my perspective of this whole ordeal. Devin Haney hires Patrick English, an attorney who sent 8 pages from what we all been told at this point, 8 pages of documents making demands and requests to the New York State Athletic Commission. I want to dive right into it, but I want to make sure that we don't leave none of our family members out as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Come on in and have a seat. Grab you a plate. I have some fresh bread for you today. Come on in. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Because, see, the thing is, all of this could have been avoided. All of it. We shouldn't even be in this position based on what we have been told in the past. Okay? Now, let's talk about it. Double salute to another member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, my guy, Biz on the beat. Double salute to my guy, another member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, St. Ironheart. What's going on, my guy? We going to air fry today. But I want to show y'all something just because I have your attention, and I know that I told you all that I wasn't going to speak on anything else that me and all of the other people that have an issue with me and they still throwing shots at me. I told you I wasn't going to speak on it no more. I just want to show y'all something, though. I found something earlier today, and I want to show it all to you. Double salute to my guy, family in the chat. Another member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, Mr. Pragmatic. The one and only Mr. Pragmatic. Double salute to him one more again. I know Mr. Pragmatic is probably not going to like this. And some of you might not like it. But I'm going to do it anyway. I just want to show y'all something. I ain't going to speak on it. I'm not going to say nothing else. Hey, what's up? Double salute to my guy, Lifeline Music TV. He's also a member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew. I just wanna show y'all something. That I'm not gonna speak on nothing else. I said what I said last week, and they wasn't woman or man enough to respond to what I said. So all the insults that they saying about me, it makes no difference. You see, when people don't have no facts, all they can do is insult you. I want to show y'all something. I'm in an entertaining mood. I just want to show y'all something I found. I just want to show y'all something. I hope y'all don't mind. And then we're going to move on with the show. A Lifeline. I want to show you something real quick, brother. You know, everybody get to say what they want. You know, I let everybody say what they want. I want to show y'all something real quick. I know Mr. Pragmatic may not like this, but he's my brother. And, you know, I'll talk to him about it another time. Some of y'all might not like it, but I just want to show y'all something. I just don't want to leave it at just words, because they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's what they look. AJ64. That's what I heard. All things. That's what I heard. I heard that what is it? A picture is worth 1,000 words. That's what I heard. Andre Noble, that's what I heard. A Cash Crypto, I heard a picture is worth 1,000 words. A Creole, I'm just telling you what I heard. I believe it's true though. I do. We're going to talk about the paperwork that Devin Haney's lawyer Patrick English sent to the New York State Athletic Commission. We're going to get into all of that. But I want to show y'all something real quick. Let me get it out my phone now. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. What is amazing to me, because there was a reference of me being at the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. There was some information that was dispelled, and some of the information was misleading. But you know what's crazy? It was one part in the information that you all received when, you know, BFTB has spread some insults about me. I don't know everything he said, and it doesn't matter. But they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the thing about it, I got to show y'all this before we move on. I just want to do it. When I met BFTB, we didn't have a problem. We didn't have an issue. I mean, we still don't have a problem in my eyes, but I mean, the man shook my hand. I mean, not only did the man shake my hand, the man told me he liked the content. Okay, not only did he tell me that, but he gave his phone to somebody. I don't know if the guy that he gave his phone to was a passerby, or if he knew the guy or not, but he asked me, can I take a picture with you? And I said, of course, sure, no problem. And he gave his phone to a guy, and we took a picture. I mean, he asked me for the picture. You know, I'm nobody special. I mean, I figure, okay, you know, I'm humble. You know, the guy BFTB is a content creator. Why not? It's no big deal. Everything is cool. The man asked me for a picture. I said yes. And after he took the picture, this picture was sent to me 2 days after this happened. But the man posted it on his Instagram page. I thought it was cool. He shouted me out. And now all of a sudden, because Rachel Donaire and him having conversations and everybody's throwing shots at me, now he want to publicly embarrass me and insult me. But they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Hey, Frank, that's what they told me. Hey, 2 Cents Boxing, that's what they told me. Double salute. 2 Cents Boxing is a member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew. Good to see you again, 2 Cents. But that's what they told me. So I figured that I showed you all this. That's on his Instagram. He probably took it off by now. The caption at the bottom right here says Manager Marty in the building, but it was a screenshot. But yeah, I mean, it was all good just a week ago. You understand? That's all. Hey, I just wanted to open up the show with that. I don't have nothing else to say. I said everything I said last week. I said everything I said last week. Can we get the likes up? Can the likes be congruent with the views? Because the viewership is increasing exponentially. Come on to all of my new subscribers, new members of the Road to Tape film crew. I welcome you. You're in the right place because it's something about the business and sport of boxing that you have never heard nowhere else. You're going to hear it right here, live in living color. And even if you heard it before, I'm going to confirm the information and dispel the lies and misinformation. But I just want to say to everybody, because thank you, Mr. Pratt. He told me to show it. I'm going to show it one more time. But I'm trying to figure out is, when I met BFTB, he shook my hand, told me he liked the content, and he asked me to take a picture with me, and I thought everything was cool. So I figured I'd show you all. So nobody would say I'm lying. Okay? Everything was cool. Between me and Mr. BFTB, everything was good. All right? Let me show y'all again. The screen went out. It went dark. That was, he posted on his Instagram. This is the night before Errol Spence fought Terrence Crawford. This is the weigh-in. I thought everything was cool. Man, asked me for a picture, you know what I mean? And now this. Hey, D-Town Funk. Hey, I got to call it like, listen, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I wonder how many words we can use to describe this picture. Because everything was cool. That's all I'm saying. Oh, okay. I just wanted to show y'all that for some entertainment. You know what I mean? You know these guys is all watching me. You know they can get mad at me all they want when the truth come out. All I'm saying is they all watching me. And they all respect me. Why throw shots at me? I'm innocent. I'm innocent. It's no beef, Brother Cold 10. There's no beef. No, hey, this is just YouTube. It's no beef. Double salute to Estelle, one of my biggest supporters of this channel. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate you so much, Estelle. Don't think I forgot about you because I heard it. I heard the Cash App. And listen, anybody that want to donate through Cash App, feel free. $ Manager Marty. That's the Cash App, okay? I just want to show y'all again, all right? Biz on the beat, LL Music. I just want to show them again. That's all. You know they say a picture's worth 1,000. They said a picture is worth 1,000 words. Woo-wee. There it is. Let me back it up so you can see. At the bottom, he said, Manager Marty in the building. Salute to the homie. You can't see it, but that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he posted. He posted that 24 hours after he asked me to take the picture. Yeah, on July the 28th. Yeah. That was the day before. Was it July 20? When? Yeah, July 28th. That was the weigh-in night, right? Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, MGM Grand, right? Okay. That's all I wanted to show y'all. You know, it was all good just a week ago. All right, now let's get on to the show. Now, let's deal with this right now. It is to my understanding. What's up, Steve? It is to my understanding. Uptown boy, what it do? It's to my understanding, okay, that Devin Haney hired Patrick English. Patrick English, most of you may not know this. He is highly regarded in the sport of boxing and in sports entertainment, particularly boxing, for years. He has done a lot of litigation in boxing. Patrick English, he's a good attorney from all accounts. Anyway, Devin Haney and his team, they hired Patrick English. And they hired Patrick English, and what Patrick English did was write and send in and ascribe an 8-page document, 8-page worth of documents. They sent it to the New York State Athletic Commission. And in that, it made all of these basically these demands for the New York State Athletic Commission to, from my understanding, and if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat can please correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen all 8 of the documents and I haven't read them thoroughly because, I mean, I don't know who has access to them except for the people that support Bill Haney or Devin Haney or even some other people. But basically, I know it's 8 pages and I saw a lot of different screenshots of, you know, what was demanded, what the context of what happened in the fight, all that. And I want to address some of that. But first, before I do that, right? What's the question? Somebody said they asked the question and got timed out. What's the question? Send it in the super chat. That's how you do it. You know, we don't time out the money. So support the channel. Ask the question. What you want to know? Super chat it though, so that way everybody can see and learn something from my answer. Now, let me just tell y'all this. Most of you that know this already, I don't have to say this to you all, but I have a lot of subscribers that just started to become a part of the Roll the Tape film crew and have become subscribers in the past month, 2, 3 months, and may not understand who I actually am when I say my name is Manager Marty, right? So I have been a professional licensed boxing manager for many years in this business. And so as a boxing manager, I have to say this because this is equally as important. If the business was done correctly from the beginning, I don't think we'd be in this situation. And I know somebody else on YouTube may have not said this on their channels, and that's okay. That's why you're here with me. And I'm glad you're here. Everybody give credit to Team Haney a lot and say that they have a lot of good business people over there. People say that Bill Haney's a good businessman and this and that, and that's cool. But these are the moments that I was referring to. Remember, I kept telling y'all months and months now, what I always say, that Bill Haney need to do what? He needs to go in the background, work on the business of things behind the scenes, and let Devin Haney come up front, get the lights on him, and let him connect with the fans by doing more of the talking, right? And that way, Bill Haney can relieve his duties of being in front of the cameras, being under the lights, being on interviews, and work on the business behind the scenes. Well, this is one of the examples that I could actually use as a teachable moment to illustrate my point, because when I say things a lot of times, it is controversial, but because most people don't understand, people just automatically say I'm a hater. You know? Double salute. Myron Kelly, thank you for the Cash App. Appreciate your support and your contribution to the channel. Myron says, keep on rolling the tape on them. You know I am. And that's why we have fun on here. And I roll the tape. So now let me roll the tape on something that I said. Bill Haney has to do what? Work behind the scenes on the business of Team Haney. You understand? If you don't, you're about to understand now. This should have never taken place. Because if I was advising Devin Haney or was a part of his team as a boxing manager, someone who's experienced in this business, first and foremost, 2 things would have been included in the contract. Number 1, rehydration clause. Yeah, I said it. Rehydration clause. It would have been in there. We would have took a great page and borrowed the page out of Gervonta Tank Davis, Team Mayweather's book, because apparently it gave Ryan Garcia a form of discipline, right? To come in and take this fight serious enough with regards to the weight issue. But instead, Devin Haney said, don't get mad at me, y'all. This is his words. Devin Haney said, it don't matter what weight Ryan Garcia come in at, it's going to be the same outcome. And I quote, that was a quote from Devin Haney. In fact, before the fight, they didn't care about whether or not Ryan Garcia came in overweight. We know that because there was a courageous bet that was made. Devin Haney made a bet with Ryan Garcia. They agreed that if he came in 1 pound over, 2 pounds over, 3 pounds over, don't matter. He would have to bet $500,000 per pound that he comes in overweight. That's what Devin, hey, listen. That's what they said. So if they knew that it was a great possibility that Ryan Garcia was going to come in overweight, then why not include that in the contractual obligation that, first of all, you ain't going to do that. And second of all, if you do it, that rehydration clause is going to make you keep it honest. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because in the 8-page document, I read it with my own eyes. Patrick English, the attorney of Devin Haney, and I'm paraphrasing, he said it was basically because Ryan Garcia intentionally came into the fight overweight, and he said it is unknown in the documents now, I'm paraphrasing, it is unknown what Ryan Garcia's actual weight was on the day and night of the fight. So if that was a point of contention, that should have been worked out before we even got in the ring. This is where good representation in this business is priceless. You know, that is the quotation that I invented that set the premise of this channel. Good representation is priceless. When you have good representation, this is what we include in the dialogue. And this is what we transfer from the dialogue into the paperwork. If you want to fight my client, these are the terms of the agreement. Rehydration clause. Keep him honest. Keep Ryan Garcia honest. Why? Because his behavior patterns in previous fights have shown us that it's hard to make weight for him. And on top of that, he might not take it serious enough. In the promotion, he was talking about how much he drinking and smoking weed. Well, this rehydration clause right here is going to keep you honest where you can't come in here smoking weed and drinking. And in the last 2 or 3 days of the camp, or 11 hours, according to Scooter, I think he's a strength and conditioning trainer or coach. He came into the camp of Ryan Garcia for 11 hours. His words, not mine. I was sent a FaceTime or interview. Mill City Boxing sent it to me just yesterday, and I watched it in its entirety. And he was hired just for this responsibility of helping Ryan Garcia lose weight. He was not the strength and conditioning coach for Ryan Garcia in this camp. That's what he said. Just for 11 hours. But the point I'm making is that rehydration clause would have kept Ryan Garcia on his toes and kept him honest enough to say, it don't matter what you can and can't do. The contract states you can't rehydrate past this certain amount here. See, if the business was done correctly before even getting in the ring, we wouldn't even be talking about an 8-page document today. If I was, I'm just saying, if I was managing it. And number two is, if I lose, well, in my case, if my client loses the title, I'm talking about legitimately in the ring. Guess what else is in that contract before we even fight? Automatic rematch, an immediate rematch. That's right. Why? Because it's my job as a boxing manager to secure not just one big payday, but 2. And that's the way I would have it written in the language of the contract to secure 2 big paydays. And watch this. Watch this. Devin Haney said that Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter. So if my client believes that his opponent is a C-level fighter, guess what? Not only can he beat him once, but he can beat him twice, he can beat him 3 times, and he can beat him 4 times. So it'll be an easy payday the first fight, and then an easier payday the second fight. Y'all see my point? So those 2 things, as a manager, I would have made sure that was included in the language of the contract. Rehydration clause for Ryan Garcia, number 1, And number two, an immediate rematch. Because my client obviously would lose the title in the ring if he would have lost the fight. So now we got to run it back and get two big paydays out of this. Right or wrong? That's if he lost. Now, if he won, of course, it wouldn't really be a necessity for a rematch. But if Ryan Garcia wanted to run it back, and right now, he's a major component of drawing power and making big money, we'll run it back again. Because watch this. My client believes he's a C-level fighter. So if we can beat him once, we can beat him again. Okay? Just wanted to put that out there. Hold on for 1 second. Double salute to my guy, Lifeline Music. Thank you for your support and contribution to the channel. Right? So it's in the language. That was the Cash App too, by the way, Lifeline. It was in the language of the contract. Rehydration clause. And guess what else? Immediate rematch if my client lose this fight and lose his title. Because we want to get another opportunity to not just get another second payday, but to get that belt back. You see my point? Okay. But that wasn't the case. Hey, listen, I'm not knocking nobody's business. I'm just telling you that wasn't good business. Because now, because those two things was not in the contract, here we are today. Immediate rematch. If I was managing him, immediately we lose. Also, because, watch this now, because Ryan Garcia is on record saying he's smoking. I don't know how to smoke, but they be like, oh, everybody put 3 fingers in the air when they smoke. Okay, I don't know. He's drinking. Oh, in my cup right here. It's water, by the way. It's just water. It's just water. It's just water. It's just water. He drinking. He's smoking. We're going to agree to VADA. Now that was in the contract, so that was good. But guess what wasn't in the contract? The penalties wasn't in there. Yeah, we're going to talk about it now. Because we know that VADA is voluntary. And they can't adjudicate anything. They can't hand down any consequences. Why? I told y'all the other day, and I'm going to tell you all again if you forgot. Why? Why can't they hand down any punishment if someone tests positive? Why do they depend on the athletic commissions to do that? Want to know why? Because VADA doesn't test any fighter. Remember, I told you that the other day, right? I told you that on Monday. They are a third-party testing agency, right? So the penalty could have been included in the contract. If you test positive for any banned substances, since VADA can't adjudicate anything, they can't punish him. They're just the middleman. Or middle woman. There's a woman who's the president, right? Okay. Victor Conti helped hook her up. That's what he told us. Okay, so they can't put any penalties on Ryan Garcia. But we can. See, this is what the language in the contract should have stated. If you test positive for any banned substance, you run around here smoking and drinking, what else are you doing? There's going to be some penalties being imposed. But that wasn't also included in the contract. I'm just talking about if the business was set up right from the foundation, we wouldn't need a lawyer to try to do all this now. I'm just, hey, I'm a boxing manager. I'm giving my perspective, right? Okay. Now, I'm confused about something because the weight was mentioned in these documents that Ryan Garcia came in 3 pounds over the weight, right? And in the language of these documents states, I say it again, we don't know, or it is unknown, what Ryan Garcia's actual weight was the night of the fight while he competed against Devin Haney. But guess what? We don't know what Devin Haney's actual weight was on the night of the fight either. But what difference does it make if you don't have the rehydration clause in the language of the contract before you step in a ring? So that was an improvement that Bill Haney, the businessman, hopefully next time he learned from this. Because as the manager, I would have made sure that language was in there, especially given Ryan Garcia's history. But what I believe is that the Haneys underestimated Ryan Garcia. And they thought that he was an easy cherry pick. I'm just saying. I know most people don't like rehydration clauses, but look at Ryan Garcia's past history of not making weight. And then he balloons up bigger on the night of the fight. I'm just saying. If the business was done correctly, from the opening bell, not the opening bell of the fight, the opening bell of negotiations. In other words, is we as businessmen and women, when we're making investments, we always have an exit strategy, right? So where I'm confused about when I see about this weight in the complaint, so to speak, well, you can't use that as a point of contention. And the reason why I say that can't be used against the New York State Athletic Commission in these documents is because the New York State Athletic Commission facilitates the sanction of the bout. That means they facilitated the weigh-in, right? So they were fully aware, because they're there. When I say they, let me be specific. The executive director, the supervisors of the Athletic Commission in every state in America, they are present. They facilitate the weigh-ins. They document the weigh-ins. They sanction the bouts. They approve the bouts. So when Ryan Garcia missed weight, the New York State Athletic Commission was there. Duh, they're the ones that officially weighed him. So what am I saying in that? They penalized him already. There was a bet that was made that had nothing to do with the commission, but Ryan Garcia tweeted that he paid Devin Haney the money. That's what he said. I don't know if Devin can confirm that, but he did say that he paid Devin. And I'm sure the commission also penalized Ryan Garcia. This is standard protocol in the business. With that being said, after that, there was a negotiation, which usually takes really like 10 minutes, honestly. I'm just telling y'all, it's not even that deep when I say negotiations. If a fighter missed weight, this happens behind the scenes. None of your favorite content creators don't know this. They can't even tell you this part. But anyway, that's why I'm glad you're here. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad you're here. They penalized him already. So basically behind the scenes, when that happens, especially when the fighter missed weight under 5 pounds, what takes place is the promoter has to be involved to make an executive decision. And usually, the promoter will go to someone like me, the manager, right, who's representing the fighter who didn't miss weight, and or the fighters and their representatives and say, listen, we seen what happened just now. He missed weight. You got 2 options. You can say you don't want to fight your opponent because the opponent missed weight, and it is what it is. But watch this. You ain't never heard this nowhere else. Most of the time, the fighter who didn't miss weight can possibly still receive compensation. You see that? Good representation in this business is priceless. But anyway, Or you can actually fight, and then a percentage of the fighter's purse will be reduced. So that's more money in your pocket. They say, Manager Marty, this fighter B, he missed weight. Does your fighter still want to compete? And I say, hold on, let me go talk to my fighter. And I say, you still want to fight? He or she is 3 pounds over. Fighter say, yeah, I'll fight him. He 3 pounds over, no problem. And guess what the manager going to do? Guess what I'm going to do when I talk to the promoter? Cause see, I got to hold the promoter. I got ladies here, so I can't use the BLLS word. But I'll hold the promoter like this here because the promoter want the show to go on. You know what I mean? I say, promoter, man, it's a tight one, man. I don't know, man. Like, he 3 pounds over. It might be a huge disadvantage. Then he gonna rehydrate. Man, I don't know how big he's gonna be over my client, man. I don't know. We might not go on with this show, man. Even though I already talked to my fighter, right? Hey, my job is to represent my fighter and make sure my fighter can get the maximum earning potential because I'm representing him, right? Promoter, I don't know, man. We might have to back out of this, man. You know, I mean, I know you sold tickets. You got the TV networks here. You got closed circuit already. You got the auxiliary rights. You got multiple countries that's going to. You got sponsorship. Man, we might not. Man, I don't know. The promoter said, man, see if you can talk to your fighter again, man. Let's see if we can work some. Man, I don't know, but man, for another 40,000, man, for another 50,000, we probably can. Man, for another 25,000, we might be able to. And the promoter say, you're pushing it. All right, I'm generous. How about 23.5? Okay. And then guess what? My fighter walk away with more money. See, that's how I do business. And the fighter, it ain't about me. The fighter. Then we get in there and beat him. Know why? Because my client said he was a C-level opponent anyway. Sound like good business to me. But all of this should have been done in the opening bell of the negotiations. This should have been in the language of the contract. What are we talking about? Y'all said the Team Haney's good business people, right? All right, what are we talking about? So what I'm saying is if Devin Haney took the money from Ryan Garcia, if the Athletic Commission penalized Ryan Garcia, and if Devin Haney agreed to fight Ryan Garcia after he was penalized by the commission and after he agreed to fight him and take the money, guess what? You can't go back to the same commission with legal documentation saying you have to honor the fact that Ryan Garcia came in overweight and y'all have to give Devin Haney a win, or y'all got to make it a no contest, or whatever the case is, because we're using the weight as a point of contention. But you can't do that with the Athletic Commission. They're the ones that facilitated the weigh-in. And they were there when he missed weight, and they penalized Ryan Garcia, and y'all agreed to the terms in the negotiation, which took like probably 10 to 15 minutes, really, to fight him. So I don't think that complaint and point of contention is going to hold any weight. That's just my opinion. That's just my assessment. The weight part, I'm just talking about just the weight part. You agreed to the terms to still fight him after everybody knew that he missed weight. Now, people can't lie and say Devin Haney didn't know he missed weight, because you know the fighters know. And Devin Haney was the first one that I saw at 10:50 something in the morning on the day of 10:50 something Eastern time, on the day of the weigh-in, that said Ryan Garcia just missed weight. 142, excuse me, said 143.2. Devin Haney reported it publicly. And then there's documentation, video documentation, where Devin Haney himself said right before the fight in interviews, it don't matter what weight Ryan Garcia come in, whether he's overweight or not, whether he missed weight or not, it don't matter. I'm still going to beat him. It's going to be the same outcome. Devin Haney is on record, public record, and interviews. It's documented. He's saying that. So if the New York State Athletic Commission wanted to really investigate that, which I know they're not because they're the ones that was there to help sign the documents to agree to this fight to happen, even though Ryan Garcia missed weight. Well, Devin made public statements about he didn't care. It didn't matter if he missed weight. He still want to fight him, and it's going to be the same outcome. This is days before the fight. So, all right, well, you can't use that as a point of contention in the paperwork. That's all I'm saying. All right? Why somebody using Errol Spence name in the chat? Errol the True Spence Jr. That ain't the real Errol Spence. Why y'all playing? Somebody playing. That ain't the real Errol Spence. Double salute to my guy, Benjamin Lewis, member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Take Film crew. Don't let YouTube fool you thinking that there's only 227 people in here watching. I'm telling you right now, there's over 2,000 people watching me right now. There's over 2,000 people watching me right now live in living color. And the viewership continues to increase exponentially. Let's move on. Now, I know nobody want to bring this up, but I will. This is why I kept telling Bill Haney and anybody else in boxing, please, please stop portraying the gangster image. There is no place in boxing for that. That's all I'm saying. Bill Haney, for weeks, for months, I don't want to say for years because I haven't heard him for years say it, but at least for months say that he's from the streets. He just told Floyd Mayweather that what? A couple weeks ago? He's a gangster. He's from the streets. And I'm not saying that doing things legally is wrong. I am saying doing things legally is right. But you can't be a gangster and then when the heat gets turned up, you automatically want to become a civilian. And what I'm basically saying is, please stop being a gangster. That's for anybody that's listening to me. You don't have to be a gangster, nor do you have to portray an image that you are a gangster. Because when situations like this happen, people are going to expect you to be gangster. And I'm saying there's no place for being a gangster. Okay? Not in boxing, not nowhere, but definitely in boxing. But because Bill Haney said he's a gangster, people are expecting him to do what gangsters do. And I don't think that's right for people to expect that because there's no point in place for being a gangster in boxing. It's just boxing. We allow children and youth, right, to be exposed to the great sport of boxing so they won't be a gangster, so they won't get trapped in the street life. Isn't this what boxing is all about to our young people, our amateurs, who I represent? And y'all know my background in this. So what I'm saying is, now that this image has been portrayed of being a gangster, people are confused like, well, why y'all run to a lawyer to get some paperwork? Because gangsters don't run to the law. Because gangsters don't run and go get the paperwork. But what it is this. The pen is mightier than the sword. My dad taught me that decades ago. The pen is mightier than the sword. Just a signature on a piece of paper can cause you to lose your freedom. That's more powerful than any gun they got out here in the streets. You can heal some wounds, but you can't get time back. You can't get life back. All I'm saying is this. Nobody should be talking about being a gangster in boxing. Because situations like what we're dealing with now with this Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney stuff, these things arise. And we don't need gangsters to resolve this matter. This is not a gangster issue. This is boxing. But they ran to an attorney and got the paperwork done. This is why all that gangsters, no place for that. Now, speaking of the attorney, let me bring this up too. Because my detractors, my critics, my haters, you know what some of them said? I told people, I said, listen, let Ryan Garcia go through his due process. And you know what my detractors said? You know what my critics said? You know what my haters said? Man, this ain't the court of law. Man, Manager Marty and these people talking about due process. This ain't the court of law. This is the court of public opinion. This is not the court of law. It requires you to have due process. So if this is not the court of law, I have a question. Then why is an attorney involved? If this is not the court of law, why is an attorney ascribing documents? Why was an attorney hired if this was not the court of law? See, you can't have it both ways. You can't tell me this is not the court of law. So all that people talking about due process, no, doesn't apply here. But then y'all want to praise Devin for getting the paperwork to a lawyer. Which one is it? We need answers. Which one is it? That's all. Hey, that's all I'm saying. You got a lawyer, but this ain't due process. And speaking of due process, let me talk about the timing of this all. The timing was not good. That's why the title in this live say bad news. The title was, the timing was not appropriate. This letter, these 8-page documents, in my opinion, was sent prematurely. Once again, because Ryan Garcia is in due process. The New York State Athletic Commission haven't made a ruling yet. So what should have taken place, is they should have waited until the New York State Athletic Commission made the ruling. And if the ruling is that Ryan Garcia is going to get suspended, then guess what? Now the attorney's going to come in and exercise whatever rights they feel were violated. Because here's the thing. If, and I believe when, the Athletic Commission get this B sample back, because I believe they're going to get the B sample back, right? When they get it back, they're going to make a ruling. And if the ruling is a suspension, most likely they're going to turn Ryan Garcia's win to a no contest, Devin Haney's loss to a no contest. So it wouldn't be no need for an attorney to get involved in the first place. But if you prematurely send an attorney, like you're putting pressure on the Athletic Commission, they can actually just say, well, we don't have to adjudicate this because if Ryan Garcia passed our test, hear me and hear me good, and I'm not saying he did pass. I'm just saying that if Ryan Garcia passed the New York State Athletic Commission's testing, the New York State Athletic Commission can wash their hands and say, we don't have to oppose any penalties through a third-party testing agency. He did test positive through the third-party agency, but he passed our standard test. You see my point? I'm not saying he did pass the New York State Athletic Commission's urine test. I don't know. I'm just saying if he did, it will be hard for the New York State Athletic Commission to oppose a penalty on Ryan Garcia when he passed their test. But because VADA, the letter V in VADA stands for voluntary, he voluntarily, see, that's the whole thing. He wasn't ordered by a commission. He wasn't ordered by a sanctioning body. It was just voluntary. All right? And he probably did fail the New York State Athletic Commission's test. I don't know, because most of the time the commission, they be there after the fight. Sometimes before, but most of the time, well, in my experiences, they come after the fight. And the fighter got to, put that urine in that cup. You want your check, don't you? That urine in that cup, man. Hey, the inspector be there, yo. That urine in that cup, we're going to sign for your check. You're going to be good. That's, I'm just saying. So if he passed their test, then it's going to be hard for them to oppose a penalty. Not saying that they can't, because they are a commission, and this happened under their sanction. So they can actually still suspend Ryan Garcia. I'm not saying that they can't. I just want everybody to understand what I'm saying. But here is the interesting thing about all that. That's why I said this going too far, because Devin Haney's with the snack program, right? He's with Victor Conti, right? And Victor Conti has told us here on this channel, I mean, he's been saying it, but I'm just talking about my content. I don't want to get flagged for nobody else's content. I'm talking about my content, what he told us here. He said the testing is still flawed. He said the barn door is open. He said the testing protocols is inept. And there are drugs, PEDs, when he say drugs, performance enhancement drugs, that are still undetectable. This is what Victor Conti said here. And I can roll the tape for those of you who don't believe me that he said that. Devin Haney rolling with him, right? The guy that said that, right? Right? Okay, then. This is what arouses more suspicion from the people. Because at the end of the day, when you're rolling with Victor Conti, most of the times you won't fail no drug tests. I'm not accusing nobody. All I'm saying is this is why people feel the need to get some kind of advantage. No excuses if they cheating. If Ryan Garcia cheated, I'm going to be on here live and I'm going to call him out for it. But I told y'all about a phone booth. I need to wait and see the test results from the supplements that he claimed he took. Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for. B samples usually come back positive because it's the same urine. But I want to test the supplements. I want to see the results for them supplements. And if he can't prove the supplements was tainted and contaminated, then he cheated, right? I think that's fair. But the man is still in due process, and there's 8 pages of documents sitting on the desk of the New York State Athletic Commission. That was premature. Let them do their due diligence first and complete the investigation. Then once we get the results of the investigation, go ahead and send the 8-page document, because they might be able to acquiesce to some of these demands. But the business should have been done from the very foundation. And so not only does Devin Haney need to tighten up his training camp and his training team, he's got to tighten up those behind the scenes with the business. Got to make sure the business is laid right. The foundation of business have to be laid right to prevent all this extra stuff that's going on now. Rehydration clause due to Ryan Garcia's repeated history of coming in, basically missing weight, and then rehydrating and ballooning up. Rehydration in the contract. That's what I would have. First thing, We fight Ryan Garcia? Cool. 2 things. Rehydration clause, and if he agrees to that, we listen. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be the weight that we choose. We can negotiate the weight. But he's not, listen, he ain't going to rehydrate over that weight. And we're expecting him to make the weight. But because the paperwork and negotiations from the opening bell, it wasn't there. It didn't exist. That's why Devin Haney kept saying, oh, it don't matter what weight he come in. But if me, the manager, put that in the contract, yes, it does. And then my fighter wouldn't be talking out loud saying that. You see my point? And so, okay, bam, he agreed to the rehydration clause. We negotiated a weight where he won't rehydrate because we are expecting him to make weight. We're not saying, oh, we don't care what weight he come in at. It don't matter. Still gonna be the same outcome. No. We businessmen. We care about the weight. And he's gonna come in and be a professional and weigh in the right way. And he's gonna make the weight. See, that's how we gotta talk. That's how we gotta talk as businessmen in the business. You see? Now, watch this. Okay, he agreed to those terms. Immediate rematch. If my client lose, immediate rematch. Because we got to secure 2 paydays within the next 7 months. 2 paydays. April 20th, and then at the end of the year. I'm just saying that's what I would have done if I was managing Devin Haney. Rehydration clause, given Ryan Garcia's past history and his behavior. Immediate rematch so we can secure 2 paydays, win, lose, or draw. April and in end of the year, right? And with the testing, since VADA can adjudicate and provide no consequences if he fails, we will impose penalties in the language of this contract. If you fail your random style, voluntary anti-doping test, these are the penalties. Those are the 3 itemized points that I would have made sure was in the language of the contract. So we wouldn't even have all these issues that we're dealing with right now. Ray Sean, put that question in the Cash App. Put that question in the Super Thanks. Put that question in the Super Chat. I'll answer that question right now. Because the reason why I want you to put in the Super Chat, so everybody can see the question and so everybody can learn from my answer. Come on and support the channel, brother. Because here's the thing. Hey, my client believes Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter anyway. So not only can we beat him once, but we can get another easy big payday end of the year and beat him again. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But they ran to the law. So now we got to wait. We got to wait to see what happens with the New York State Athletic Commission. We got to wait and see if they're going to honor the demands that were made based on the context of what was written in the language of the 8-page documents. We have to wait for all of this now. We have to see. All right? That's what I mean. I'm just saying, as a boxing manager, that's what I would have done. Made sure these issues were not just resolved, but first negotiated. Everything don't have to go our way, but we're going to bring them up. Because the bottom line is, what happens if my client loses? Well, we wouldn't have to pay at this point, he's the champion, 3% of our purse. My client wouldn't have to pay 3% of his purse to the sanctioning body, right? So we still saving money if he lose, but we're going to make it all back at the end of the year in the immediate rematch. That's just good business, y'all. We want to secure 2 paydays, not just 1, 2. Because remember, he's a C-level fighter. Ryan Garcia, C-level fighter. That's what they said, right? All right, we can beat him 3-4 times in the same week because he's C-level. He a C-level fighter. This is easy work. That's all I'm saying. Dang, I can't get one super chat? Well, I did get Cash App, so I appreciate the support. But I mean, everybody asking a lot of questions in the chat to me. Put in the super chat. I'll answer it. Support the channel, and I'm going to reciprocate. I'm going to give you an answer. No doubt. No doubt. Yes, indeed. You better believe it. Yes. So I think this is a situation where the timing was off. Timing was off. And I'm going to let you go with this resolution. Regardless of the decision that needs to be made in this debacle at this point from the New York State Athletic Commission, the 8 pages of documents that were sent, who cares what it says? You wanna know why? Who cares? Because even if the New York State Athletic Commission honors all of the demands, if I was managing Devin Haney, you still have to give him a rematch. Get in there and go get that. He's a C-level fighter anyway, so it's gonna be easy to beat him. And he won't be able to circumvent the drug testing because we're gonna implement that as well. So we know he's not gonna cheat no more because he's not that dumb. But even if he is, we got something for that. We're gonna get the rematch. So if they suspend him for, let's say, a year, let's say 6 months, when he comes off suspension, he got a behind whooping waiting for him. He got a behind whooping waiting for him. We want Ryan Garcia in the rematch. Now, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Because everybody's comparing, what's this? Antonio, I've heard a couple people, I ain't going to say everybody. Ryan, not Ryan, what's my man name? One of my favorite fighters of all time, Miguel Cotto. Miguel Angel Cotto. Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito. I heard a couple people say this in my comment section on YouTube, just in general, right? Everybody's saying just like Cotto got his revenge from Margarito. This is what the message I would say with Devin Haney. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I want everybody to hear me on this. I wouldn't even bring up Antonio Margarito and Miguel Cotto. Wanna know why? Miguel Cotto got his revenge. He was afforded the opportunity years later to get his revenge, right? Right or wrong? Okay. You know what fight I would bring up to Devin Haney if he was my client? Sugar Shane Mosley versus Oscar De La Hoya 2 in their second fight. You know why I would bring that fight up to him? Because, yes, it was probably 6 or 7 years after Oscar fought Sugar Shane Mosley the second time. So there's probably nothing they could do about it. But we know that in that second fight, based on Sugar Shane Mosley's deposition, it's on YouTube, you can go check it out, that he used a banned substance or substances that he paid for from Victor Conti. Now, the reason why I would bring that up, don't have nothing to do with Victor. I would bring that up to him because Sugar Shane Mosley used performance enhancement drugs when he fought Oscar De La Hoya in their second fight. And guess what? Oscar De La Hoya did not get the opportunity to get a rematch. Even 6 years later after he found that out, well, these guys were out of competition at the highest level. And they was in totally 2 different weight classes at that point. And they were older guys. My point is, how you think De La Hoya felt when he felt like he beat Sugar Shane in the first place? First and second fight, he felt like he beat him. Then to only find out years later that Sugar Shane Mosley, who didn't test positive for a banned substance. But we know, based on Victor Conti's words, based on Sugar Shane's own words, based on the investigation and the deposition, Sugar Shane Mosley had to be honest and tell the truth. But he used performance enhancement drugs that he got from Victor Conti, and he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Now, this is not about Victor. My point is, Oscar De La Hoya had to live the rest of his life. He might not be worried about it these days, but my point is, he has to still live the rest of his life thinking, dang, what happened if I would have got a rematch with Sugar Shane? I would have beat him because he wouldn't have had that in his system. And Oscar De La Hoya was not afforded the opportunity to get a rematch against a guy who cheated him through using PEDs. Well, that's the attitude that I wouldn't want my client, Devin Haney, to have to suffer with for the rest of his life, wishing that he had an opportunity to beat a guy who he felt in his heart that he can really beat if this guy was not on PEDs. And so that's why I would encourage Devin Haney to reflect on the experience of Oscar De La Hoya and not be thinking like a De La Hoya or anybody who got cheated out of a win that they believed that they earned and could have won because their opponent cheated with performance enhancement drugs. So with that being said, when the young man come off suspension, most likely he probably will get suspended, but if he don't, whatever the case might be, even if he does, you make sure, Devin Haney, that you settle this, not as a gangster, but as a fighter, a boxer, a professional in that ring. Because the paperwork that I'm hearing about, I didn't see this, but I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, stating that with these reports going around, that Devin Haney's attorney is asking for a win. I don't know how true that is because I didn't see, because like I said, I was seeing like 3 or 4 screenshots, so I don't have the full documents. But that's what we're hearing, that this paperwork and the language in it is requesting that the commission give Devin Haney a win on his record and disqualify Ryan Garcia. Well, if that is true, wins only happen inside the ring. So if that's true, Devin Haney, you get your get back in that ring and you earn that win against the C-level fighter who will not be on the juice and who you won't even have to worry about not competing in the rematch because he said he's willing to fight you again. So you don't have to worry about him turning it down. Hold him to his word. Get in there and dominate Ryan Garcia since he cheated you. No other way. No other way. And this will improve and enhance your fan base when you go in there and get this rematch the right way. I got a super chat I got to acknowledge real quick. Where did it go at? Man, you know, YouTube always trying to mess up my channel, man. There you go, my man. Lucky McKinnell's double salute to you, Luck. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Luck. Lucky says, thanks for the education. Oh, you are absolutely welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Michael D. Stories 87, double salute to you as well. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Mike says, hey, Manager Marty, why do you think... Oh, man, here we go. Here we go, Mike. I can see very well close up, but I want to put my glasses on anyway. Oh. Hey, man, I play too much, y'all. Just having fun. Hey, Manager Marty, why do you think Rachel Donaire is going on different platforms backtracking? I don't know. I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't heard her lately except the time she spoke to Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia's dad, on Mill City's boxing channel. I don't know what she's saying on other platforms, but I will state this. Apparently, people have a serious problem with me and the information, the truthful, accurate, and honest information that I have been producing and publishing on this channel before all of you, my boxing family, not just for the last few months, but even for the last year and a half I've been on YouTube. But we're going to continue to produce the truth no matter who's against it. We have to deal with it. And I believe that people are trying to protect images. People are trying to protect reputations. People are trying to protect secrets. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. But I will tell you that my mother always told me this 30 years ago. She said, guilt make you tilt. That's what my mama said. Now, I don't know if she made that up or not. Or maybe she heard that from somebody else. If that's an old a saying from back in the day before her time. But it's true. And all I'm saying is, they know I know. Whatever it is or whoever it is, they know I know. And I'm talking about the detractors, the haters, the critics of mine. They know that I know. Whatever it is they hiding, I don't know what it, whatever it is, they know the manager. I know. You understand what I'm saying? They know I know. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I know. Everybody's starting to move funny because you know what's funny about this, and I'm going to let y'all go. Nobody was talking about PEDs and snack and Vada. And when I was talking about it, people were criticizing me. Not y'all. Y'all my family. I'm talking about the ones that's sitting in the back of the class. Them back there. They don't want to put their name in the chat. Them back there. Yeah, them. They didn't want to speak on this. They didn't want to touch on this topic. I was getting wildly criticized when I was using Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence as a teachable moment to raise awareness. I even wore the snack shirt. And then I tied Vada with Victor Conti when he said, see, don't blame it on my reporting, because I'm reporting what Victor Conti said out of his mouth. He said he did the hookup. He hooked up Margaret with Dick Pound. He hooked them up. She started Vada after he hooked. Hey, he put that together. Listen, don't get mad at me. That's what Victor Conti said. So all I'm saying is I was just reporting on what he said and giving her honest reaction to all the words that he said. So all I'm saying is, as long as Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford, Demetrius Andrade, Caleb Plant, and the list goes on and on. Anyone that is really associated with Victor Conti, past and the present, will always have suspicion, and the cloud of suspicion follow them. And every time they win, when their performances look enhanced, they will not get the full rightful credit for those wins, even if they're not cheating. So the mere association has always been an issue and a point of contention to not just myself, but all the Road to Tape film crew members that support this channel. And that's why Victor Conti was influenced. That's a good word. That's why he was encouraged and influenced to come here. Because Rachel Donier has her own channel. I haven't seen Victor Conti go over there yet. And they have a 2-decade-long relationship with the guy. Something like that, right? All these other content creators that's coming out the woodwork like they're experts now, trying to interpret Ryan Garcia's testing results. None of them spoke with Victor Conti on their channel. Most of them wasn't even interested about PED usage. But everybody's experts now. And I'm glad that the education is finally resonating, because I've raised awareness and now it's all happening live before our eyes with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. And so I don't know what Rachel Donier is saying. I don't know if she's backtracked. I have no idea. I don't be on those channels. I have no idea. I mean, the channels that I do like, I go on them there every now and then, but you know, I don't know what she's saying. I don't know, but all I know is it's just a bad look. It just is. People are going to be suspicious. You see Henry Garcia, he think that uh, because Victor Conti is in the mix through Snack, and because Devin Haney is a member of the Snack program, he believes that there's a whole conspiracy of what happened to the test, him and Ryan. And Victor Conti probably didn't even do nothing wrong with the test or put somebody else urine in it or switch somebody. He probably didn't do nothing. But the mere association with him, this is where the cloud of suspicion is coming from. So, all I'm saying is it is what it is. But we have to deal with the realities of it. And that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to deal with the realities of it. Now, I may not get all the views that everybody else get, might not make the money that these guys and these ladies make, but guess what? As long as I produce the truth to y'all, accurate information, giving you all education on what happens behind the scenes when it comes to the business, and as long as we're able to have fun, I'm satisfied. And I appreciate all of y'all support. You know what I'm doing? Way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.